Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
That's a picture from a Sioux Falls, South Dakota sky cam about an hour ago. We wanted to make sure you could see the skyline during the daylight and could notice that it's overcast, but otherwise not too bad. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stephanie is off. Why? Well, there's a good chance that Sioux Falls and parts of extreme southeastern North Dakota will be dealing with some dangerous winter weather. Our storm team has been and will be following this. So let's get the latest from Hutch right now.
Mike, thanks so much. We are concerned about blizzard-like conditions taking hold as we go into the early hours tomorrow and lasting for the majority of the day, especially in southeast North Dakota, where a blizzard watch is in effect for the Richland County area all the way out into western portions of Otter Tail County and Grant County, Minnesota. And just south of there, in Traverse County, Minnesota, out towards northeast South Dakota, a blizzard warning is in effect. The combination of heavy snow and winds gusting over 45 miles per hour will create almost impossible travel conditions along 29 south of Sisseton. Wind advisories out west, winter weather advisories for Fargo, Moorhead, and Detroit Lakes, and the storm, Mike, just now taking shape in the northern Rockies of Colorado. And as we go through the late evening hours, it will start to blossom, and the track this system takes is going to be critical. So we're monitoring it in its early stages. Right now, it looks like the snow will be just kissing Fargo with a trace to maybe a half of an inch here. But our southern and eastern counties could get walloped with 3 to 5 inches of snow coming with a lot of wind. So tonight, temperatures pretty steady. It's gusty out there as we enjoy a beautiful sunset. For many of us, it will be less than beautiful tomorrow. Hour by hour details in a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Keep us posted, will you? All right. A Grafton woman is home on bond tonight, accused of locking up her girlfriend's 4 children in dog cages. Jordan Nelson faces 4 felony charges of abuse or neglect of a child and 4 charges of felonious restraint. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop traveled to Grafton today to investigate.
In this criminal complaint, Nelson is accused of locking up the 4 children in dog kennels as part of their punishment. The 3 boys and 1 girl, ages 5, 6, 8, and 9, say they were locked up with the lights off as punishment. Nelson is also accused of making the oldest child eat dog food. Court documents explain the one child's experience. The boy says he was put in the cage for not listening. He drew a picture of himself in the dog cage with the words, "Help me," near it. Nelson's neighbors were surprised to hear about these charges.
Well, I find them hard to believe. I'd have to see it in proof in order to believe it.
But she always seemed nice to you.
You bet, yeah. Always friendly, always, easygoing.
We did attempt to reach out to Nelson today, but she declined to comment. In Grafton, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Nelson won't be back in court until mid-April. Authorities have identified the man involved in a shooting with an officer at the Altru Hospital parking lot early Saturday morning in Grand Forks. 41-year-old David Elliott of Grand Forks was shot and continues to recover at Altru. The name of the UND police officer who shot Elliott has not been released. The officer has been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation. Police aren't saying why they tried to stop Elliott, but they do say a chase started in Grand Forks, continued into the county, and wound up back in Altru Hospital's parking lot. Police say that Elliott's pickup hit a squad car during the chase, and photos taken at the scene show a window of Elliott's pickup was hit by at least 5 shots. Authorities aren't saying whether Elliott was armed or if he fired at the officers.
The UND police officer discharged his firearm into the suspect's vehicle, striking the suspect.
Now you can't respond to whether or not the suspect was armed and did he shoot at the officers?
Again, that is part of the investigation that's being conducted by the Bureau of Criminal Investigation, and it's not appropriate for me to respond to that question.
The BCI is in charge of the investigation. So far, it has not released any information. Elliott has not been charged. A 17-page proposal released last month spelled out the ATF's reasoning for wanting to ban the M855 ball ammunition. That's a rifle bullet. The claims from the Bureau of Tobacco, Alcohol, Firearms, and Explosives are its armor-piercing ability, making it a greater threat to police. Many sportsmen are making their voices heard on this controversial move. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric is here now with that story. Bradford?
Mike, the M855 ball ammunition is a version of the .223 caliber or 5.56 millimeter rifle bullet, a popular caliber for AR-type guns. This is what the M855 looks like. It's got a green tip to the bullet and is a little over 2 inches when fully assembled. A major portion of this debate is the Gun Control Act of 1968. It spells out what an armor-piercing bullet is and is not based on what it's made from. Among them, steel, iron, brass, bronze, or uranium. The M855 ball has a lead core with a steel tip, and therefore it doesn't fit the definition under the law. Secondly, the act states ammo made for, quote, sporting purposes is exempt from the ban. After talking with several gun experts around the area, most ammunition used for deer and other big game hunting, regardless of it being fired from a rifle or a handgun, will pierce the ceramic plate style body armor used by police. We posed this question to you, our viewers, this morning on our Facebook page. Do you think the ATF should ban this caliber bullet? As of 5 p.m., there were over 150 comments. Steve typed, just a way for them to ban whatever they can. Jamie posted, no, it's just a backdoor to gun control. And Carrie simply, no. I stopped by the Red River Regional Marksmanship Center this afternoon to ask them about this caliber bullet. While no one wanted to talk on camera, they did tell me most people who came through are not so much worried about the M855 ball being banned. They're more concerned about it setting a precedent. They're worried this could be a gateway for other guns and ammunition to be outlawed. Mike?
All right, thanks, Bradford. Gun rights groups urge you to contact the ATF and your local representatives to make sure the M855 is not outlawed. The ATF will continue accepting public comment on this proposal for another couple of weeks. More than 41,000 Minnesotans received permission to carry a weapon in the state in 2014. Statistics say that the 41,000 plus figure, that's down from more than 60,000 from 2013. 15 permits were suspended across the state, 6 were revoked, 22 voided, and 422 permit requests denied in 2014. As of today, the total number of valid permits in the state of Minnesota is over $180,000. A local man is confused whether he should pay a bill from Sprint, mostly because he's not a Sprint customer. He called our whistleblower hotline today wanting to know if he's been scammed. Bill Wald from Harwood got this letter saying he owes $11.17, so he called the number on the bill but never got a call back. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson spent the day investigating and found out the company the bill came from is legit. But Wald's phone company, Mid-Continent, says it's a long-distance billing error.
At first I thought, well, it's not very much money, we'll just pay it. But then I got thinking that, hey, we haven't paid a long-distance bill in many years.
Mid-Continent says Sprint will credit money back to the customer. Now, if you've received a similar letter, you're asked to call Sprint. If you need help uncovering fraud or corruption in your community, call our whistleblower hotline, 701-237-6576. Do so and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case. This has been no ordinary Monday for the crew and law enforcement moving a house, a 200-ton house. It's been a bit of a headache for drivers along its route in South Fargo. Valley News Team's Christina Craig joins us live now with the very latest. Christina, how's the house moving going?
Mike, it's pretty windy out here, so I hope you can hear me, but take a look at this ginormous house. It took a crew of nearly 30 to move the home from the 4600 block of 25th Street South into a field off of 52nd Avenue and 45th Street South. Now, crews began rolling this ginormous load at 9:45 this morning. The load was crawling down on the road, going a speed of 1 to 2 miles per hour. In fact, there's 23 axles supporting and carrying this large load. And Fargo police tell me this is one of the largest and heaviest homes that they have ever moved. Crews have called it quits tonight, but plan to resume tomorrow morning. I'm Christina Craig in Fargo. Mike, back to you.
All right, thanks, Christina. I know we have pictures of that house being moved. Tonight on Valley News Live at 10, we'll break down just what it takes to successfully move a house of that magnitude. As the 52nd Avenue corridor in South Fargo continues to boom, there are a lot of projects you're probably wondering about. A brand new Happy Harry's location is starting to take shape. It's at the corner of 52nd Avenue and 42nd Street in Fargo. Ground was broken last fall so that they could start building as soon as possible this spring. The general manager says they've been eyeing 52nd Avenue for quite a while following Fargo's growth.
With the housing going south, you're starting to see a little bit of commercial coming out here now. With the schools that are positioned out here in the neighborhoods that are going to be built, I think it's going to be a great location for us.
This will be the 5th Happy Harry's location in the Valley. It will be the biggest store yet. Remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime in your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page. You'll stay informed throughout the entire day. Later on Valley News Live at 6, picking up a good book and dressing up as well.
We've had to wait since the 7th of February for weather like we had today, at least temperatures this warm. Gorgeous sunset in the making. Won't be quite as beautiful tomorrow with a blizzard warning for some. I'll have details in your forecast next.